It's time to start the show.
I have built a radio telescope, which is in my back garden. It consists of a dish connected to a radio receiver and some computer equipment.
Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Brian, and you're on. Look, I'm all ready to go. I'm fired up. I'm ready for this 420 True Crime Thursday. That's right, guys. How's everyone's Thursday going? Mine's going excellent, guys. I'm just jamming out, wanting to get into this guy with you guys. I couldn't wait till 420, guys, till we went live. 410. I was counting down the minutes. Appreciate everyone tuning in. How you doing, Teresa? The Teresas, the Killer T's. Watch out, they'll get you, guys. How's everyone else doing out there? Ed S, how you doing, buddy? Anthony, how you doing? Marissa, how's it going? Chantel, everyone who's out there, guys. All right. Appreciate you guys. Hopefully everyone's having a great Thursday. Quick Thursday this week too, man. Week is just flying by. Oh man, what's everyone up to this weekend? Got a lot of stuff going on out there. A lot of good things happening out in the community. Beautiful. Well, it's getting a little hot. I would say beautiful weather, but it's getting a little warm out there. But still nice to go out, go to the river, have a good time, do what we need to do, and have a blast. That's right. So who's been out and about? Who went to? I still haven't heard about the cannabis bus. Anyone? I would love to hear if anyone went and checked that out. Let's see what else is. Who's been watching Stranger Things, the new season, guys? Oh man, pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. We finished it up last night, and I do not think, I'm going on the record, that this, I heard that this would be the last season, but I don't think it is. The way they ended it, no spoilers, guys, but man, it's pretty decent. Pretty decent. If you're invested in the series, be ready to shed a few tears, guys. That's all I'm saying. It's I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, who's checked out the Obi-Wan series too, man? That thing's doing really, really great. I finished that up, enjoyed it. Still a lot of haters out there. A lot of haters hating on the first few episodes, jumping to conclusions is what I say. But if you watch the whole thing through, you're a Star Wars fan, even if you're not a Star Wars fan, if you just know the story, excellent, excellent the way they put together. So, guys, who's ready for a laugh? You know, it's Thursday, it's Friday's right there. We're like, ugh, and we fall short. We need a good laugh to pick us up. That's right, guys. And I got your top 5 at 420. That's right. And we are getting into, yesterday we did, oh, was it Tuesday we did fireworks. Yesterday we did boats. And now it's only natural we do the beach. That's right, guys. Epic beach fails. Oh, and it's good. There's a river one in here that I've actually, when I was younger, a lot younger, I tried, you guys will see it, surfing down a sand dune into the river. And if you do it right, you can take the river current and ride it for a minute before losing too much friction or whatever it is that keeps your momentum. There you go, the momentum going, and it's pretty fun. We used to do all that kind of stuff. Who does? I don't know. We had an older crowd, but man, the kids nowadays, who's still doing that? We tied a boogie board up to a boat dock. My friend I grew up with had a nice house on the river, and we'd go there in the summertime every day and hang out and jump off the deck and all that. Well, they had a boat dock next door, and we tied a boogie board onto it, and you could stand up and you would hold the handle of the rope, and you could basically, the current would be the friction, and you'd go and you could just ride it out. Oh man, we do that forever, for hours and hours, but we never had any epic fails. Well, pretty sure we probably did, I just don't remember as well. We never had any epic fails like this, guys. This is the top 5 at 420, and we're looking at top 5 beach fails. That's right, guys. Here we go. Boy. All right, here we go, guys. Top 5 at 420. Here we go. Number 5. There we go, guys. Oh, he just got the laugh of the woman. That is a sinister laugh. She got nothing but entertainment out of that. That woman's laugh is hilarious. All right, number 4, guys. Here it is. What? Oh, but that's not how you're supposed to do it. Oh man, I'd love to see if anyone out there does that. I'd love to see some videos. What the hell? Just trying to do some yoga next to some otters on a beach, and look what happened. No zen there. Yeah, here's something we do on the river too. Ooh, that's something a lot of people do on the river. Number 1, I got a couple bonus items for you too. And oh, he can't get his footing, I don't think. There he goes. Oh, oh, that water is like a floor. Oh, he hit that hard, man. Oh, here's a couple bonus ones for you guys. And one more for you guys. Oh, this is a great one. Watch this. Oh, right on her neck. Oh man, that's epic, guys. We got about 1 minute before 420. What are you guys smoking on? What are you guys blowing up? What do I got over here? I'm still on the Herb and Zen. I'm still this time I'm doing the I switched it up. No, I'm still doing the grape pie gelato, guys. I'm on that kick right now. It's doing the trick, and I'm liking it. All right, blow up what you guys are smoking on, what we're going to get into. We got about 30, 40 seconds, guys, and I'm excited. I'm ready. I need this one, man. I need this weekend to come. I got a list of things to do. Oh, that's not even funny. I need this 420, guys. All right. If you need it too, blow up those comments. Make sure you're hitting that like button too, guys. And subscribe. Hit the alert button. So every time we go live, every time we do something, you guys will be notified. And it's 420. What the? Woo! Oh man, that one deserved a Ric Flair. Woo! That was a lame. Okay, ready? It's got to do it like this, guy. Woo! All right, that's what that deserved. A proper one, guys. All right, so it is True Crime Thursday, guys, and we're gonna get into this. All right. Excuse me, man. Woo, you know it's good when that happens. Oh, bong sweat action, face turns red. Woo, live on the Daily Dank. That's right, guys. All right, so we're going to get into the Summer of Sam. That's right, it's summertime, guys. And I was not born yet, I don't believe. If I was a little baby. I don't know nothing about it. But Summer of Sam, the Son of Sam murders raged through New York, guys. That whole summer, man, a whole city was on edge. You're talking a city of however many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people on edge about these murders. This is before super serial killers and everyone into true crime and all that. This is like happening right at the moment, guys. David Berkowitz claims to have been spoken by the devil through a dog and tell him to murder these people. The case has been sensationalized, been scrutinized, been all sorts of eyes, guys. That's right. Well, we're going to look into it. And what I want us to do is we're going to get our handy dandy notebooks out. We're going to look in and we're going to decide if David Berkowitz did this because the devil told him to, or if it's just he wanted to sensationalize the story, he wanted to become famous, whatever it was. We're gonna solve this, guys, on True Crime Thursday. That's right. We're gonna get into this Son of Sam murder. That's right, guys. Oh, let's take this off here. All right, yeah, that whole summer, man. You can see, like, he wrote letters. He did all sorts of crazy stuff. We're gonna get into this, guys. We got a nice little package put together, and here we go.
Serial killer David Berkowitz terrorized New York City in the 70s with his seemingly random murders, leaving behind a long and twisted legacy. Netflix's new series, The Sons of Sam, has drawn renewed interest in Berkowitz and his crimes. This is the untold truth of the murderer known as the Son of Sam. It's been more than 40 years since the Son of Sam terrorized New York City. The reason his name still inspires fear and unease is because of the atmosphere in New York at the time and the way he approached the business of serial murder. As noted by the New York Daily News, in 1976, New York City was in grim shape. It had seen
Oh, so
1,800 murders in 1975 alone, and
Terrible.
economically, it was in shambles. And then the devastating blackout
Yeah,
of
New York in the
1977
70s
would bring
was rough,
chaos to
man.
New York.
They talk about
David
the cops
Berkowitz,
back
a
then
lonely,
trying to
mentally unstable
survive.
young man, lived alone in Yonkers. Delusional and violent, he was tormented by the urge to hurt people, especially women. Beginning in 1976, he began giving in to those urges and killed 5 women and 1 man over the course of 12 months. His victims were Donna Loria, Christine Frund, Virginia Voskerichian, Valentina
44
Suriani,
caliber.
Alexander Esau, and Stacy Moskowitz. The seemingly casually random attacks, combined with the terrifying name, Son of Sam, sent the city into a panic. There was a sense that anyone could be shot to death anywhere, at any time. David Berkowitz was one of those chatty serial killers who enjoyed spreading fear and tormenting the police. During his year-long rampage, Berkowitz left rambling, deranged letters at the scenes of several of his
He was
crimes.
big on the letters. So let's grab that. Yeah, he was big on those letters, man. He loved writing those letters, and they'd be all cryptic. You know what we got to cover sometime? The Zodiac Killer. That would be an interesting one to cover, and see who we can narrow it down and who we think might be the murderer. But back to the Son of Sam murderer, whatever. All right. Back to business, guys. This is murder. This is serious. This is business. All right. So, yeah, he loved to leave the notes around. He loved to kind of get it published. He was in all the papers. This is New York City, man. This is like how many, like 70s. So they still had a few papers. But, oh, man, this is big time, guys. And people were scared. And then you get all these weird riddles that he did on these letters. And it's crazy. We'll get into it, guys. Here we go.
And sent letters to the police and to journalists, offering bizarre pronouncements and terrifying details. As the investigation stretched on for weeks and months, a real sense of panic settled on the city. When one of Berkowitz's victims was killed when leaving a Queens disco, people stopped going out to restaurants and nightclubs. When the fact that Berkowitz targeted young women with long, dark hair was publicized, it resulted in a spike in wig sales as women scrambled to avoid Son of Sam's preferred victim profile. When wigs weren't an option, many women opted to cut their hair or simply dye it in order to feel safe.
That's crazy.
When David Berkowitz was arrested for the Son of Sam murders on August 10, 1977, it seemed very clear that these horrific crimes were the work of a single deranged individual. Berkowitz was found with the murder weapon in his possession, confessed to the crimes almost immediately, and offered 0 alternative explanations to the evidence against him. However, some people don't think Berkowitz acted alone. Journalist Maury Terry published a book in 1987 that claimed Berkowitz was part of a larger cult, and that there were other Sons of Sam out there who were never caught. As New York Magazine explains, Terry believes Berkowitz suffered from crushing loneliness, and an invitation to take part in a ceremony with the Process Church of the Final Judgment, a satanic cult that had connections to Charles Manson, brought him into their clutches. Berkowitz supposedly leaned into the cult pretty hard, engaging in arson and animal sacrifice, and eventually committing murders on the cult's orders. Several people suspected to have been a part of the cult died mysteriously shortly after Berkowitz's arrest. And even one of the district attorney working the case in 1977 believed Berkowitz acted with partners. Some believe the police pushed the lone gunman theory because they feared the city was on the edge of total panic and wanted to close the case quickly.
Wow, so there's a lot of theories I didn't even know. So, like, there was that cult that I had no idea. I knew, the devil was involved. That was part of his defense. But I didn't realize that other people were in that cult and he could have just joined it. Wow. And that's crazy that the other suspects died soon after. Like, maybe that's the cult leader cleaning up his mess. That's what I'm thinking, guys. What else was in that? A lot of information, man. Yeah, I had no idea. The Charles Manson thing, I don't know if I'm buying that or not. Charles Manson was a West Coast guy. I don't know. World was a much bigger place back then, too. So, we will see. All right, number 3. Here we go, guys.
There's perhaps no better place to get firearm training than in the United States military, which is So why did a man called David name himself Son of Sam? Berkowitz was initially called the .44 caliber killer by the press due to the ammunition he used in the killings. But Berkowitz received his new name after leaving a rambling letter behind with one of his victims, in which he wrote in part, "I am a monster. I am the son of Sam. Sam loves to drink blood. Go out and kill. Commands Father Sam." Things got even stranger when Berkowitz was arrested. In explaining the name, Berkowitz claimed that Sam was the name of a 6,000-year-old spirit possessing a neighbor's dog. According to Berkowitz, Sam commanded him to kill, communicating through the dog. This explanation did not exactly make anyone feel better, though. Berkowitz later retracted the story and admitted he'd made it up. He claimed he was trying to ruin a deal his former lawyers were putting together for a book and film about his crimes, and in the hopes of convincing court-appointed psychiatrists that he was unfit to stand trial, which he almost succeeded in doing.
Wow.
David Berkowitz was more than just a killer. He was a one-man wrecking crew apparently determined to destroy the city he called home. For years, someone had been setting fires in the Bronx in New York City in untended brush, in abandoned cars, even in empty buildings.
So
and there's reportedly reason to believe the arsonist dubbed the Phantom of the Bronx was actually Berkowitz. When police arrested Berkowitz for the Son of Sam murders, they also searched his apartment and recovered several diaries that the killer kept. The diaries were key pieces of evidence at his trial for the 6 murders he committed, but they also kept detailed records of fires he set, the weather conditions, and firebox numbers. The diaries detail more than 1,400 fires Berkowitz is suspected of starting, and he may have been responsible for as many as 2,000 blazes before switching his energies to murder. Ironically, Berkowitz was at one point a volunteer fireman in New York City as well.
Wow. So he was isn't that kind of always the way? Like, in movies, I guess it's real life, but a lot of times it's like, it's a former firefighter setting fires. It's a former whatever doing whatever. But yeah, that's weird. Like, maybe you get obsessed with it. I've never had any interest in fire. No interest in fire whatsoever, so I don't understand what those guys are talking about. No, on the serious though, different people, different things. It makes you wonder how we're all made up and how we all tick and like what really sets us off. Like people are really into fire and get obsessed with it and just want to see, or people are into destruction and want to see everything burn and tore down. Definitely was a smart man. Like you hear like the things that he did, but also like a confused man. I don't know how to word it. Hopefully we'll learn some more here. Here we go.
There's perhaps no better place to get firearm training than in the United States military, which is exactly what David Berkowitz did. 6 years before he killed his first victim, Berkowitz enlisted in the Army. The Washington Post reports that Berkowitz joined up on June 23, 1971, and served 3 years, including a 1-year assignment in South Korea. His record is mixed. On the one hand, he qualified as a sharpshooter on the M16 rifle and was described as an excellent marksman by superiors, who had no way of knowing how he would apply those skills in the coming years. He also earned 2 awards, the National Defense Service Medal and the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal. On the other hand, he was demoted to private first class while serving in South Korea when he did a poor job working with a convoy, though he was later promoted back to his previous rank. He was given an honorable discharge in 1974. David Berkowitz was diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic. However, since his incarceration, Berkowitz has reportedly changed. The serial killer has converted to Christianity and traded the name Son of Sam for Son of Hope. Not only does he blame his crimes on his interest in the occult and his decision to serve Satan, but he ministers to his fellow inmates.
As far as I'm concerned, that was not me.
The transformation is even more dramatic than you think. New York Magazine reports that Berkowitz believes he's literally battling Satan and believes he has the advantage because he's so well-versed in Satan's tricks. In fact, Berkowitz has become a cult figure for certain Christians who view him as the ultimate proof that even the worst, most evil people can be saved. They believe God and Satan are literally fighting over Berkowitz's soul and regard him as a kind of apostle or modern prophet.
Yeah, well, I don't know about all of that, but so he has a Job complex. If anyone knows the Bible, the book of Job, Satan and God battling it out, trying to get a man to break or not to break. That's interesting. I don't know, prison does a lot, man. Prison will bring out the faith in anybody. So hey, if he's changed, hats off to him. He ain't getting out anytime soon. So that's how he wants to live his life in there. Hey, mazel tov, buddy. All right, here we go. Next one.
David Berkowitz's life before his killing spree is the story of a man with no friends and little social contact. So it's no surprise that Berkowitz loved the attention he received as the notorious Son of Sam. Even if he had to enjoy it in secret, he reveled in the attention and did everything he could to make it last, sending letters that expertly churned the news cycle. This need for attention didn't end when he was arrested either. Berkowitz gave interviews, and several publishers and newspapers had plans to pay exorbitant amounts for exclusive interviews or book deals. He was a hot property, and there was every reason to believe he would be amenable to those offers, since he continued to enjoy the attention from prison. However, Rolling Stone reports that the threat of Berkowitz getting rich from the murder of 6 innocent people prompted the New York State Legislature to pass the so-called Son of Sam law. This prohibited criminals from profiting from their crimes. Several other states have followed suit with similar laws, and it can all be traced back to Berkowitz. It's undeniable that the Summer of Sam changed how the press treated criminals. In fact, the tabloid newspapers in New York City engaged in a battle of sensationalism over the serial killer. Headlines screamed out every new development, and the newspapers battled for every scrap of new information and drove some dangerous rumors. The papers received lots of horrified criticism, but they sold a lot of copies. Even after Berkowitz's arrest, the tabloids continued to milk the case in ways that had never been done before. Reporters were arrested breaking into Berkowitz's apartment, hoping to ransack it for story fodder. The New York Post published love letters a younger Berkowitz had written to an old girlfriend. The tabloid coverage of the murders elevated Berkowitz and, in some ways, made him the legend he is today, instead of a violent footnote. The story irrevocably changed how the press approached sensational events in the future. It took the New York City Police Department a year to catch David Berkowitz. This wasn't because he was an evil genius. It was because the NYPD and the entire city was in rough shape. 1975 had been a nearly disastrous year for New York City, a year in which it came about as close to bankruptcy as a city can get without actually collapsing. The city had to resort to some pretty severe measures to keep the lights on, including massive rounds of layoffs of city employees, including thousands of police officers. Battered by budget cuts and layoffs, the NYPD simply wasn't equipped to deal with a serial killer, and many mistakes were made. The sketches of the killer the police prepared from survivors of Berkowitz's attacks were laughably bad and looked absolutely nothing like the killer.
I don't think that picture looked anything like him.
And while the tabloid newspapers made Son of Sam out to be a nightmarish force of evil, the sporadic nature of his crimes made him very difficult to catch.
With the metal teeth, and he bites the thing. That's who that looked like to me, that actor, the big tall one, Happy Gilmore, who has to hit off his foot. That's who that guy looks like to me. So police really messed it up. A year to catch him, man, that's crazy. But you look at the financial situation they were in, man. That was some tough times. You hear a lot of stories about the people who were cops and like what they had to do to make a living, a little corruption. But was it corruption because they're fighting to save their lives every day? I don't know. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Don't get me started on that kind of stuff. All right. So we're at the point now where we're wrapping it up. But so I don't know. Some of it just seems way too happy of a guy, like when he was arrested and all that. It's odd to me. But we'll wrap this up and then we'll discuss it and we'll see what you guys think right now.
With the underfunded and understaffed NYPD struggling and the whole city reeling in terror, it's conceivable that David Berkowitz could have gone on killing people for much longer. What ultimately stopped him was his own behavior. Berkowitz had a habit of harassing his neighbors, including writing threatening, anonymous letters which matched the tone and style of the letters Son of Sam sent to the newspapers.
Oh, dang,
He even shot a neighbor's dog using the same gun he used to murder his victims. It was almost as if Berkowitz was daring the universe to catch him. All of this had made Berkowitz a person of interest in the investigation, but the police had no hard evidence. So when a woman who lived near the site of Berkowitz's final murder remembered seeing a car receiving a parking ticket shortly before the murder, the police checked Berkowitz's registration information against parking tickets. Amazingly, he'd used his own car, a 1970 Ford Galaxy, to drive to and from his murders. The police quickly moved to arrest him, and he confessed shortly after. David Berkowitz entered an insanity plea at first, and he was examined by several court-appointed psychiatrists in an attempt to determine whether he was fit to stand trial.
I hate that name. I despise that name.
Which name?
That moniker, Son of Sam.
But when the trial officially began, Berkowitz changed his tune and pleaded guilty to all 6 murders. He admitted that he'd invented the Son of Sam identity and seemed to have every intention of selling his story to publishers and filmmakers for huge sums. Psychiatric professionals today believe Berkowitz enjoyed the fame and the power he had to terrorize the city, and that he purposefully created the Son of Sam legend to promote himself. Check out
All right. Well, you guys, let me know what your comments are. So basically, or what your thoughts are in the comments. Basically, this is what we got. The question would be, did he do this by himself? Did he do it just because he's a narcissist and wanted fame or whatever? I hate using that word narcissist. It gets thrown around so much lately. Is he just crazy and he wanted the fame, wanted to be about him? Or was he part of a cult? Or what do you guys think? Let me know. Throw it in the comments. I should be able to throw up a poll on here on Facebook, and you guys can vote. I'm thinking, if I'm being honest, I'm thinking he was in a cult, probably a pretty serious one, and they did all these things, and he got caught. He took the rap, and everyone else that wasn't protected didn't, and they ended up going like they said. And that's what I'm thinking, and it was almost like he wanted to get caught. Like that's a weird vibe for me. So let me know, guys, what you think on this terrific True Crime Thursday, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the Son of Sam, getting down to the nitty gritty. Next week I am thinking about what was it? Shoot. An unsolved case. I, of course, can't remember. I'll remember in about 15 minutes. And I know that bong's dirty. It's ODB, Old Dirty Bong. That's right, guys. Hopefully everyone's doing good out there. Appreciate everyone tuning in, having a great time. Yeah, next week on True Crime is going to be a good one. Tomorrow we got Fantastic Friday. We're going to do it a little light, but we're going to definitely be here. We're going to have a good time. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Oh, man, you guys are awesome. Don't deserve you guys. Thank you for watching. Keep blowing it up. Keep sharing. Look for that probably Friday morning, Thursday night. What is it? The Wild Weekly Drops. That's right, guys. They'll be hitting the website soon and also hitting YouTube. So make sure you look for that. And I will see you just in a little bit, guys. All right. See ya.